Well, everybody, I'm out here today running the mill in between cloud bursts of ickiness. The sky looks pretty gross up there in most of the places. It's thunder and lightning, but the storm passed by without event, really. So I've been out here cutting some of these pine logs, and these are old growth pine. And it's a type of yellow pine that actually grows much slower. This is not the stuff that you buy in Home Depot or Lowe's or your big box store. You'll be able to tell that really by looking at the growth rings and seeing how close they are together. You're not going to see that in your average 2x4 or 2x6 that you get at the home store. But I've been out here cutting it today, and I just cut this one up into 2x6s, and I cleaned them off a little bit. And pine is one of those woods that kind of amazes me sometimes. You can cut a piece like this one here, and I mean, this is really just flat sawn, but you can get some really beautiful grain out of pine. You really can. You know, I love my hardwoods. I love black walnut, I love oak, I love maple, but sometimes you can cut a piece of pine and it's just absolutely gorgeous. Now I'll take you the full length of this board here, and you can see how close this grain is. There's not going to be a huge amount of movement in that. It's going to be fairly stable. But this old growth pine, because those growth rings are so close together, it's really, really hard. It's really, really dense. It's far more dense than your normal yellow pine is going to be. And you can really test that. You can take a piece of regular pine, 2x4, or what have you, that you get from one of your home stores, and you can run your fingernail across it and make a huge divot into that piece of wood. And on this stuff, you know, I'm running my finger across it, and I'm not even scratching the surface. What you actually see, if you look down here, these scratches are on this the rough cut, the grazed grain that's there. It's not actually in the wood. But I cut this piece out, and you know, I'm out here cutting all these pine logs into dimensional lumber for building my kiln. But I get into a piece like this, and then I'm actually torn because I don't want to use it as just a piece of building material. And I'll take you down this board and I'll show you exactly why. This is a 15-foot long piece of 2x6 now, but it's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. You know, I would say that I could clean this board up once it's dry and use this for a piece of furniture, something old style, like you know, the knotty pine furniture that you get in old West homes and what have you. But this is it's absolutely gorgeous. You know, and I don't really want to use this as a piece of building material now because I like it too much. And I haven't cleaned off the other boards, so this one right here was the one that was right next to it. We'll clean that one off too and take a look and see what we get here. But see, this one looks just as good. It's really hard. I mean, you could feel it just running the brush across it, just how hard this piece actually is. And these knots that you see in them, once you cut through that knot and go across it, you'll find that this knot right here is almost hard as rock. I mean, it is really, really hard. So let's see what we get in this one. Oh, see, this one's gorgeous too. Just another gorgeous piece of pine. You know, like I said, I I'm torn with this because I really do love my exotics or my hardwoods. Like I said, you know, black walnut's probably about my favorite of all the woods. I just love that chocolate color. But you know, it's just gorgeous. You know, I can cut those into 5-foot sections and make a chest or a chest of drawers out of that. It's just absolutely gorgeous. I can't get over it. I mean, it's beautiful. I mean, every single one of these is just a work of art. And no two are going to be exactly alike. So, I'm really curious as to what you guys think about this. You know, I'm going to set these aside. I've got my building materials over here that I've been cutting. Lots of them. I've been using some of them. Some of the trees, not really big enough to get a lot out of, so I just cut 6x6s out of them. And I've got 3 courses of 6x6s going across there. And that's what I'm doing my stacks on. So, you know, the stuff that I can't get a lot of really straight boards out of, that's what I'll use for those. The rest of that's going to be the building material for my kiln. But these, I'm really torn. And I'm going to need your help convincing me not to use this as you know, a chest of drawers or a table or something along those lines, because I definitely think it's going to be worth it. I've got one more sitting back here in the pile. It doesn't look as nice, and it's not a full 2x6 all the way. You can see I got a lot of wane on that one, the way it got cut out. It's not the best looking board, but it's by far not the worst looking board I've cut today. So yeah, out of curiosity, you guys let me know. Tell me what you think I should do with these. I've got another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sitting in this pile. A 6th one sitting here. And that might be a 7th one underneath there. I'll be able to tell better when I get all this oak off of it. So I might have 7 more of those. But you guys let me know what you think about it. And I have one other question. I'm going to climb up here so that we can get a good look at it. I'm torn on this one as well. And I'm really debating as to how I want to cut this log when I get to it. This one's going to have an extreme amount of figure in it all through here. And I'm debating if I should slab it going that way, or if I should rotate it up and slab it coming this way. That's the debate. I don't really know how I'm going to do it yet. I know I want to. I probably need to come in here and spray for ants. It looks like ants are getting into it. I know I've got some sawyer beetles in here as well that have been coming after my pine, and they are massive. I mean, those suckers are actually huge, 2 inches in length, and their antenna coming off 4 or 5 inches. These suckers are massive. My brother-in-law saw them yesterday, and he was just he was like, what is that? I don't know. I said, well, that's a sawyer beetle. He goes, a what? I said, well, basically a pine borer. They get in here in freshly cut pine logs, and they lay their eggs in the bark. And the eggs, the larvae, when they hatch, they bore through the bark into the wood. And within a couple of months, they can almost destroy a log, especially pine. They love pine. But they can almost destroy a pine log within a few months. It's estimated that if you have an infestation of pine borers or the sawyer beetles, that if you don't get the wood cut, you can lose up to 40% of your board or 40% of your logs usable lumber within a couple of months. And that's not really all that great. So anyway, I'm going to get back to sawing. I'm going to get these boards off of here and try to cut some more. Let me guys, you guys let me know what you think down in the comments below, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.